Welcome to our passive home in Niagara-on-the-Lake. This passive house is one of very few in the Niagara region. A passive house is a home that is super insulated and airtight.
So 69 Niagara Street was a pretty interesting home to build, being one of the few passive homes in Niagara and our first passive house build. We've been working on higher performing homes in the past few years, but then in this particular home, we had to work more towards the passive targets: air tightness, higher insulation values, air quality, and mechanical ventilation.
These walls are 14 inches thick, full of insulation. That insulation helps keep you warm. This house performs at 0.37 air changes per hour. Your average code-built home in Ontario is performing between 3 and 3.5 air changes per hour. This home's performance is measured with a blower door test so that we know it is only leaking 0.37 air changes per hour.
With all of these different elements that come into the passive home build, we had to align ourselves with a proper build team who's going to help accomplish each one of these. Whether it was an airtight envelope, good air quality control and ventilation within the home, or making sure that we have a super insulated structure, and all the while accomplishing all of our typical custom home building features, and that would be the finishing elements that go into the house.
We used Maybec wood siding. Our customers were very focused on using as many natural materials as they could. Some challenges presented with using the Maybec siding on a home like this. The prefabricated wall panels have their framing members on 2-foot centers. So we had the Maybec siding rep come out to the site, view the conditions, and we came up with a solution for strapping the panel substrate to provide a proper backing for the siding to be installed on. That meant installing the strapping on a 45-degree angle across the structural framing members. That allows for there to be ventilation in behind the siding to bring any moisture condensation from the bottom up through conductivity of air. And we don't get any moisture trapped behind the siding. It makes the siding last longer. It does not void the siding warranty that way.
How do you go from this 40 sheets of paper in design to building an actual home? There's a lot of information to sort through, and not all of it is always here in the plans themselves. When you have a customer come in with a set of custom home plans, it doesn't list things like what are the plumbing fixtures that are going to go in a 3-piece bathroom. Having a document packaged like this, a specification document that basically outlines all of these different elements of things that need to be decided on. We've got information about paint colors for every single room. There's, stairs and railing specifications. There's appliance selections. We've got plumbing and electrical fixtures to go in there, cabinet finishes, backsplashes, all the way down to information on individual doors going into each space. On the finishing side, it comes with that preparation behind the walls, like floating shelves in the cabinetry have accent lighting in them. Does there have to be wiring run in them? Is there a pot filler that's near the stove? Again, these are little things that don't show up in plans. And going through an appropriate selection schedule with the homeowners helps us find those so that we can execute them quickly and efficiently.
You get these windows. These are European passive standard windows. They're made by Veta. They're triple-glazed windows. They're made to a higher standard than the average North American window. The window extension on the outside of the wall is about 10 inches deep. We had a very slim margin to work within because of the way the windows are constructed. So we needed a thin material that would stay strong and keep itself straight. We decided to use a product called Exteria. It's essentially an exterior grade MDF. Using that 3/4 inch material to do the window extension on the outside allowed us to have a very slim, sleek contemporary window trim profile that both dealt with the depth of the wall to the window and provided us a place to finish our siding into the side of the window. These windows are European-made Veta windows. They have thermally broken frames that reduce the conductivity of temperature from outside to inside. They're triple glazed. Another important component to the window is the seal on the operator. If you see here, we have 1, 2, 3 heavy rubber gasket seals. The other nice feature, these windows are called tilt and turns. You've seen the turn. How about the tilt? Beautiful thing about the tilt, if it's nice outside and you want to ventilate the home, with it tilting in, it could be raining outside. You don't have to worry about any rain coming in when you're taking advantage of wonderful outside temperatures. This is a beautifully crafted front door from Veta Windows. These doors are, again, like a submarine hatch. They open and close so nicely. They seal. There's no air leaking around it. That seal is heavy. At Tucker Homes, we decided to come up with this elegant solution for the door threshold. We have these deep walls. After much deliberation, we decided to use a 16 gauge stainless steel sheet that we had preformed bent to fit the threshold, and then we took it and had it sprayed with Line-X so that it matched the outside. We've talked a lot about the air tightness in this passive home. There may be some of you out there concerned that you're going to suffocate. Well, there is an answer. In a passive house, we mechanically ventilate the air. We use an ERV that can run year-round. That ERV is bringing in fresh air from the outside, exhausting the stale air from the inside. They're passing over a membrane. The airs do not mix, but the temperature from the inside air is passed along to the outside air so that you're not having to reheat or recool this new fresh air that you're bringing inside.
Building 69 Niagara Street in Niagara-on-the-Lake was a lot of fun. It was, a challenge to implement the passive standard to custom home building, and one that we rose to the occasion and we executed in order to exceed the expectations for the customer.